said what? Hi, Zenobia. Welcome in, welcome in. Hi, Jessica. Oh, you about to start cooking that fish, that's why. Hi, Desi. Hi, Fanny. Hello, hello, welcome in. Y'all, I'm so pissed. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You didn't see that scene? Oh, okay, you're on it right now.
Because it was.
But you're listening. You're listening to what she just said, though, right? That she wants to bet.
Yeah,
That's the fucking end of it. They're not going to show the result, so you already know what happened. Nothing else happens. They don't tell us the result tonight. Y'all, I'm so annoyed at fucking games tonight. Garby pissed me the fuck off. Hi, Nadia. Hi, Nikisha. Welcome in, welcome in. Hi, Pink Lemonade. Hello, hello. Hi, Thabi. Hi, y'all. Fiona. Hi, Amazing Grace. Y'all, did you watch games? Garby. This is what pisses. I need y'all to know math. I need you to know basic fucking math. Well, maybe it's not basic. Hi, Casey. Oh my God, she made me so mad. Because why don't you understand basic fucking math? Hi, Bay. It was the odds were in your favor to leave it to the Islanders. Hi, Sparkle. The odds were in your favor, baby. What are you doing? What are you doing? They're like, oh, we think that Toby and Sydney would vote for us. Why would you think that when they literally only put one ball into your thing? Garby. Like, because now I'm offended because now I might have to keep Andrea and Josh on my fucking island. Don't piss me off. They would have so obviously chosen Andrea and Josh. What are you talking about? You went from a 50-50 or you went from a 70-30 probability to a 50-50. Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you do that? The odds are not in your favor to gamble. Whole episode, babe. Acting her age, whole fucking episode. Oh, I'm gonna, Lucinda, listen, Lucinda is, Fiona, I think that they would have chosen to dump Andrea and Josh. Here's the thing. If it had come down to, hi, Gigi, it was going to be more options, more of the names were going to be Justine and Tyreek and Toby and Sydney, because that is who, that they're going to have more of the names between the two of them. Those are the people in the alliance. They were going to choose Andrea and Josh because Toby and Tyreek have wanted to get Josh out from jump. Garby, you were going to be safe. Gia, cray. The fact that she went and told Sydney, to y'all's point, hi Ash, she was definitely acting her age. Now you're letting emotion get in the way because you're offended because Sydney allowed that man to put one ball in your thing, which I get. Sydney, stand on some fucking principle, okay? Don't try to act like you ain't had no say in the first ball. Cut the shit. You were in your feelings and you couldn't bring your shit down. You couldn't control your fucking feelings. And so now you out here pouting instead of fucking playing. And that's why he didn't want your ass to go to the end with him, because you're doing stupid shit like that. Okay? Yeah, you mad, but get your motherfucking head in the game, baby. We trying to win 250,000. Wow. Okay? Get your head in the fucking game. Get focused. Lock the fuck in. You chose not to say nothing. You chose to be in your motherfucking feelings. And now you got her throwing drinks in y'all's face because she's still mad about that. Like, and here's Josh and Andrea, if y'all don't cut the shit acting like y'all are the victim, we've had the hardest journey in here. No, you haven't. The person that's had the hardest journey in there that is still in that motherfucker is Garby. Period. Garby has had the hardest journey. She's been in the most duels And she lost her partner. If y'all, they sounded like fucking Huda. It was pissing me off. The way y'all are fucking making yourselves the victim. They over there, when fucking Andrea got told, oh, not you, right, by the squad, then they go and sit down on the pier. Oh, we're being excluded. What? Baby, you went and excluded your fucking self. Shut up. Shut up. Because you could have just as easily sat your ass over there with Justine and fucking Garby. Y'all could have been working on gameplay. But you too busy thinking you're the underdogs. Oh my God, shut up. Shut up. And then Josh fucking coming for Justine. Oh, she said her loyalty lied with me. Motherfucker, did yours lie with her? These motherfuckers thinking that black women owe them something. It needs to be studied, baby. It needs to be studied. What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with you? Huh? You tripping because you came and sat her down like, I just want to make sure that your loyalty or whatever he said is like still with me or whatever. And she was just like, she never said yes. She don't owe you shit. Oh, you just gonna listen to everything he says? The way I would have fucking clapped back, Justine, I need you to get a backbone, mama. You're a Pisces, so I know you have one. I know you know how to get in the fucking gutter when you need to. And maybe she's trying to keep it cute. I get it. I get it. Because when we go there, we fucking go there. Okay? It take a lot to get me mad. But when I go there, baby, I go to hell. Okay? I'm dragging you for filth and my mouth is reckless. Okay? So I try not to do that too much. So maybe she's trying to hold it. Maybe she's trying to hold it. I will give her that. But baby, you don't get to play in my face. The way I would have been like, oh, the same way that you left me vulnerable during the recoupling, you're blindsided the same way that I was. Clear, Gia, for real. He was crazy for expecting loyalty when he didn't give any. Who the fuck are you talking to? And again, for me, it's one thing to be like, wow, my feelings are hurt. I thought that we were closer than that. But you're talking like you really feeling like something. You talking to me like you really feeling like something. So what the fuck you feeling like? What the fuck you feeling like? Because you talking like you feeling like something. So I just want to know. I just want to know. Because if we feeling froggy, motherfucker jump. What's up? But I know they can't fight on there. They ain't baddies. But like that shit just be pissing me off. It be making me mad. It be making me mad. And the thing is, Ash, he's been literally doing that from day one, which is why I'm like, I need you to get the fuck out of my villa. I need you to go. And Garby. And here's the thing. I get it, Garby. I get it. You don't want to couple up with Toby because you feel like he did you dirty. Hi, Dahlia. You feel like he did you dirty. You feel like he got your man out the villa. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I get it. But be fucking smart, baby. It's time to lock in and win this motherfucking money. Okay? Clock the fuck in. Child, this is why I tell y'all gotta stop having faith. Listen, you need to spot it. I'm trying to keep it cute. I'm really trying to keep it together because she made me so mad. When she said, when Garby said, we need to strategize. These men, oh, the same shit Justine said to y'all like 4 days ago? Oh, okay, but your nose was so fucking wide open behind fucking Kendall, you couldn't fucking hear her. But now that your ass is out here vulnerable, oh, now you get it? Yeah. Yeah, wake the fuck up. Stop being so goddamn male-centered. Learn how to listen to your elders and learn something, baby. Justine got 10 years on you. Learn something. Damn. You wouldn't be in this position.
She got 10 years on you and she already won.
She got 10 years on you and a game that she won. Listen and learn. Y'all, it pissed me off. I would have coupled up with Toby so quick because at the end of the day, it's about winning. She didn't need to tell Sydney shit because he was going to come out there and reveal his hand himself. Now, here's the thing about, and they're coming. I haven't finished episode 3 yet. Here's the thing about fucking, about Love Island in general. Why did the boys get to pick again? They already had the last fucking pick. Why are they picking again? Or the pick before that? Whatever. Why are they picking again? God damn. They're not the fucking prize. Calm down. They're not. Why are they picking again? That shit made me so mad. Like the fuck? And yes, Garby absolutely fucking played herself tonight. Played the fuck out of herself tonight. And fucking Lucinda. Ooh, don't never let Lucinda be in no fucking streets that I'm on outside, okay? Don't never be in no streets that I'm on outside, cause it's smoke. It's smoke. No, I'm just kidding. I don't fucking know that girl, but I don't fucking like her.
At all.
I don't fucking like Lucinda at all, y'all. Hi, Natanya. Listen, Lucinda has a one-sided beef with a lot of the women. That's what I need y'all to clock. Lucinda is fucking male-centered to the fucking core. Here's the thing, Natanya. Here's the thing. Oh, we're making salmon with creamy mashed potatoes and green beans. Lucinda is... Oh, my God. Here's the thing. I actually need Johnny to stay at this point. Oh, my God. I'm so mad. I'm so mad that that's true. I need Johnny to stay. I need Johnny to stay because I need Isaiah and Lucinda to get the fucking work. Oh, I'm so mad that that's true. You can't hear me?
Sorry.
Hold on. Go ahead, baby. Sorry, Chris was cleaning the cast iron skillet. I need Johnny to stay at this point because I need Isaiah and Lucinda to get that fucking work. I need them to get ate the fuck up. Ate up. Okay? Because they're pissing me off. Okay? Lucinda and her one-sided beef, not just with Garby, but also with fucking Sydney. I need y'all to clock that. I need y'all to clock that she also has one-sided beef with Sydney. Oh my God, Sydney doesn't like me for obvious reasons. Baby, how many times she gotta tell you she don't fucking care? How many times she gotta tell you she don't fucking care about that man? You care about that man. She doesn't care about that man. But you can't imagine that a girl would move on. You can't imagine that a girl would be like, oh, I don't actually, like, I'm fine. Why? Why can't you imagine that? I don't understand. And then her having this beef with Garby, but then wanting to be laid up underneath Garby. Girl, don't piss me off. Hi, Doreen. Don't piss me off. You wanting to be laid up underneath Garby. And that's the thing for me. It's her fucking, oh, my bad, y'all. Her fucking fake surprise. Her fucking, she just... I need that girl to get the fuck, okay? Lucinda is not shit. Her acting like, obviously I would choose Garby and Casey. Bitch, why? Why is that obvious? Why is that obvious? Because you was just laid up under Garby. You was just laid up under Garby. Why is that obvious that you would pick her for what? What did Garby do to you? And the fact that she basically has skirted to the end without really having to do too much of nothing and has all these fucking micro-aggressive, macro-aggressive moments. No, she needs to go home. I don't fucking care. Johnny, Tyreek, and Toby after Tyreek's vote. So here's the thing. Tyreek's vote makes sense to a certain extent because what he did was he made it where one of them had the option to potentially be safe. And I feel that, right? Rather than just definitely taking out one of my friends. I understand that, right? I also understand them being like, just throw your votes away because it was going to be against us anyway. But again, I do understand him saying, I'd rather give one of the people in my alliance the ability to be safe. I don't know if they're going to see it that way. You know, I don't know if they're going to understand. Again, this goes back to what I said. These motherfuckers don't know math, I think. They just don't know math. Or they're not good at it. Because Garby, why are you going 50-50? Why are you going 50-50? That's not smart. And here's the thing, Toby's taking it personally, but Tyreek making that decision is what made Toby's ass safe. And then if Garby's little silly ass, oh my God. If Garby's little silly ass had just chosen the right option, which was to leave it to the Islanders, probabilities were in the favor of either Toby and Sydney or Tyreek and Justine getting to vote, and then all of the people in their alliance were going to be safe. Garby is, but see, that's the thing, Lanisha. Here's the thing. No, Garby is being stupid, y'all. She doesn't understand math. Whether the villa is against her or not, the probability is higher for one of the big three to get the decision, and they were going to pick Andrea and Josh, whether they like her or not. They were going to pick Andrea and Josh. So that was, whether they like her or not, the odds were in her favor to stay by leaving it up to one of the two other couples in the big three. Like, this is math. This is statistics. This is probabilities. And I don't know why she didn't realize that. I also don't think that the villa is against Garby. I agree with that. I don't think the villa is against Garby. The only people that are against Garby are fucking Lucinda and Lucinda. I think her silly ass probably sent herself home, and now I'm gonna have to endure Josh and Andrea on my screen again. I actually don't think that Sydney is against her, Ryan, because Sydney is the reason why. Sydney's the reason why they changed their vote to Andrea and Josh. They only put one ball in Garby and Casey. Only one. And that's because Sydney was being too fucking emotional to actually contribute to the decision making. Here's the thing. Lucinda blindsided her. Hi, Majestic Babe. Blindsided her. But I don't know why Garby thought that girl was emotionally regulated. You told her this shit right before y'all came out here. You should have just shut the fuck up, Garby. You should have just shut up and let him play his hand. I don't know. I think she has a high probability of sending herself home. I think she has a higher probability of sending herself home by doing that 50-50 than she would have if she had done the other thing. Exactly, Gia. When he played musical fucking chairs, it would have all revealed itself and Garby wouldn't have to say nothing. Nothing. But now Garby has made it where potentially Josh touches that 250 thou wow, right? A higher probability of him touching that 250 thou wow. And again, I agree, Sakura. Garby was too caught up with the bestie stuff. Here's the thing. Who gives a fuck what people online are saying when you're competing for 250 thou wow? I'm sorry. You don't got to deal with that right now today. What you need to be focused on is that 250 wow. That's what you need to be focused on. Here's the thing. I've said to y'all about Garby the whole time. Garby has not been one of my top people because I could just see that she was playing really irresponsibly and like a young person. No shade to her, right? But she was getting ran around that villa by that grown-ass man. She was getting ran around that villa by that grown-ass man. Like Imani, exactly. And so, unfortunately, listen, I think they were going to do a cliffhanger anyway because tomorrow they'll do the final, they'll do a dumping of the couple. And then they're going to do I think they're going to do it where the Islanders come back and vote. I think that's what they're going to do. Because Andreina had said for people to keep their phones, like keep the app downloaded or whatever. I think we are going to vote and have a say. And here's the thing, Sparkle. Even if she stood on principle and said, I'm not recoupling with Toby, it still didn't make no fucking sense for her to go 50-50. That didn't make sense. Again, math, it matters. I could tell, she ain't been to Vegas. Maybe she don't gamble. You know what I mean? But like that wasn't the play. Unless she really what it is she let that one ball in the first game convince her that Sydney and Toby were out for her. But you didn't let that one fucked up thing Kendall did make you realize that motherfucker wasn't shit. Oh, okay. Again, this goes back to me telling y'all that people be having higher standards in their platonic relationships than they do in their romantic ones. Because why, when he played in your face the first time, you gave him grace, but you couldn't get past that one fucking ball in the first game? Oh, okay. Okay. No. So Garvey pissed me off. I really need Lucinda to go home. I cannot have her touching my 250 wow. I can't. Shit, here's the thing. I feel like I'm gonna say your name wrong. Mieri. Tell me how to say it phonetically. Here's the thing. Kendall probably left that villa without even giving that girl his phone number. While she's still my man. In this fucking villa. I think so. You want to taste them? Oh yeah, that's good. That's really good. She's never hearing from that man again, okay? She's never hearing from that man again. The way he was like, all right, well, I'm happy for you, girl. Like, that's my homie. The way he was like that at the dock, baby, it was never giving, let's link up. Yeah, baby, we can eat.
I'm going to eat and then I'm going to shower before we start drinking.
Okay, why? You just want to?
Yeah, I just want to.
Okay.
Cool. I'll be quick.
No, it's fine.
Which one did one of your things?
Oh, shit. Pick one, it don't matter.
I think it's this one.
They have nothing to write with anyway. Y'all are funny. Oh, thank you, Gia. Yeah, she lives in like Belgium, right? I think she still lives over there. I know she's from there, but I think she still lives there too, y'all. But yeah, she pissed me off tonight, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. She pissed me off. She was definitely moving like a non-strategic, non-advanced game player. Even Justine was like, why would you do that?
Hell yeah.
Because Justine didn't want to give any votes to Johnny. But here's the thing. I also understand Tyreek's decision. I think he knew these motherfuckers is gonna vote for them, right? And so he knew that the best chance of keeping one of his team in was to split his votes between them to make it a tie. That makes sense. Strategy-wise. That makes sense strategy-wise. That's me, baby. That's a lot of salmon.
Okay, well.
Maybe that look like your plate. No, leave that side.
You want it?
I like it like that.
I know, but you need more than that.
Okay, but at least just take some of that. Only 2 episodes left. Tomorrow and then Sunday. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Lisa. Me complaining about the plate he made me, Ryan. But that was smart gameplay for Tyreek. Honestly, like Tyreek clearly knows math. Because he knew that that's what gave them a fighting chance. And it's like all they could hear was, oh, you said my name. And it's like, yeah, but it was for a very explicit reason. He did the math and was like, no, these ones are going to vote for them. These are going to vote for them. This is how we give them an opportunity to stay in the game. Like, it was smart. It was smart. It was smart. Whatever people feel about it, people are going to be, they don't understand math, no shade, right? And so people are going to get online being like, he's a backstabber and he betrayed them. And it's like, actually, he gave them a fight. He gave them a fight to decide, you know, who was gonna stay in the game, and it not just be, oh, send Toby home for sure, or send Johnny home for sure. But he knew they were gonna come for them too. Like, that was smart as fuck. I'm sorry. Yeah. Because Josh and Andrea were already vulnerable, so it would have made no sense to do that, because Josh and Andrea and then Garby and Casey were already vulnerable from the other two games, so you can't throw your votes away on those couples. You have to choose a third couple. It's the same as it was, I don't know if y'all watched last season, but when they did the carnival, you have to choose 3 couples to be vulnerable at the very end. And so those other two were already vulnerable. So he was choosing, you know, that last couple. Y'all, I can't with Garby. I can't. And here's the thing. I do think that even if Garby stays, it's 3 couples that are vulnerable. So it's Johnny and Gabby, Andrea and Josh, and Garby and Casey are all vulnerable. One of them is going to go home, right? I do think that if they do it like last season, where the dumped Islanders come in, I can't, Lanisha. She pissed me off tonight. Andrea and Josh may not go home, Fanta, because fucking Garby gave herself a 50-50 chance of going home. No, not Toby and Sydney. Toby and Sydney are not in danger. So Tyreek ended up splitting his votes, where Toby and Sydney and Johnny and Gabby ended up being tied. And so then they each had to flip a card to determine who was going to stay safe and who was going to be vulnerable. Toby and Sydney won that. So now only Johnny and Gabby are vulnerable. Chardonnay, I don't want Johnny to go at this point, which pisses me off.
Yeah, I'm off, guys.
Pisses me off, but I need Andrea and Josh to leave. But here's the thing. I do think that if it comes down to like how it was last season, where the dumped Islanders come and vote for who they want to go to the finale, I don't think that Garby and Casey would probably go anyway. And I don't think Johnny and Gabby would go anyway. I don't think they would get votes, honestly. But I still need Josh to get the fuck. I still need him to go. Thank you for the follow, Lanisha.
If they do that, like, you know, go stand next to the person, I think Josh and them wouldn't get as many people.
No, I actually think Josh and Andrea would get a lot of votes.
You think so?
I do. I think that Josh and Andrea would get a lot of votes because people don't necessarily dislike Josh. Like Andreina even was like, oh, it's Team Josh. Like Josh and Andrea are spinning this narrative that they're the underdogs. They're being targeted. They're this, they're that. Oh my gosh. And people are eating it up because they don't have fucking critical thinking skills. And so what's going to happen is they would definitely get the votes.
Yeah.
And I think if that's how it works, then Josh and Andrea, Justine and Tyreek, but they may not even do that. They may have the Islanders come in and vote for those final 2. Who do you want to, you know what I mean? Josh is pissing me off. Pauline, Johnny and Gabby, Garby and Casey, Josh and Andrea. Yeah, so I just, Lucinda does need to go, and I'm so annoyed that she keeps being fucking safe.
For real.
DCC, that's exactly the energy they be on about that man. The fact that Josh literally felt like Justine owed him something after he betrayed her is actually insanity. Oh, DCC, you are probably going to be a lone wolf in here. Lucinda is playing that I'm so confused, I'm so dumb, I'm so, oh my gosh. And to me, I do think it's an act. I think it's an act. People are upset with Justine because people are stupid and short-sighted. People can only remember the last 5 minutes of something you said. You know what I mean? So they don't fucking remember however many episodes ago it was where she was completely blindsided by this man and left vulnerable as a result of it.
Hell yeah.
And so people are like, well, why would she do that? Motherfucker, because I don't owe you shit. When it was time to keep me safe, you didn't do that. The fuck? But this goes back to like men not listening, right? And I've told y'all that before. But yeah, at this point, I'm like, I don't even care who gets the 250 thou wow. Like, y'all have fully and completely just pissed me off. But here's the thing, Ash, it's not even like that's about her playing the game. I mean, it is, right? But it's like, I also just literally don't owe you shit. You did not keep me safe when you had an option to. Why would I do that for you? Why would I do that for you? Hey, K Boogie. I agree. He also cost their team the game because he did not communicate with her at all as they were playing the game. You gotta go. You gotta go. But here's the thing, Ms. MZ, he never even said like, I got your back. Nobody left yet, K Boogie. He said, I want to make sure you still have my back. What? What? That's crazy. That's crazy. That your request was for me to still have your back. Josh said that to Justine after he made her vulnerable in that recoupling that time. Exactly. Not we still have each other's back. I want to have your back like you have mine. I want to make sure you still have my back. Get the fuck out of my face. And then for you to be mad because I chose you, why would you be mad about that? Why are you even shocked? Hi, Rachel. Hi, Big Barry. Why would you even be shocked by that? Don't be a weirdo. Like, what are you talking about? Thank you. Hi, Nikki. Like, it didn't make any sense. Hi, Camilla. Hi, Raven. Yeah, he's Delulu. And in this case, Delulu is not the Salulu. Hi, Mish. We're talking about Love Island games and what happened tonight. How Garby pissed me off with her ridiculous decision to go 50-50. And then how Lucinda is fucking annoying as hell. Annoying as hell, continuing to come for people unnecessarily, unprovoked. Unprovoked. Like, what is your one-sided beef about with Garby and fucking Sydney? Again, it just, y'all, it's giving male-centered. It's giving male-centered. Exactly, Lanisha. Laying all up underneath Garby while you acting like a fucking weirdo. What are you doing? Talking about, well, of course I would choose you. Bitch, why is that an of course? What beef do you have with me? And for what reason? It's giving fake. Like, ew, boo. Boo. And here's the thing, Majestic Fave. They're going to make it to the fucking final. Oh, Gia, clock it. I just don't understand. Everything's getting so serious. Bitch, it's getting serious every day. At what point does it stay serious, Lucinda? Stop fucking playing in my face, bro. It's getting serious every day. I thought it was serious 2 days ago. At what point does it just stay serious? Somebody asked me why I think that Garby made the wrong decision. Basic math is why I think that, well, maybe it's not basic, but math is why it was the wrong decision. So let me explain it. I don't know if the actual, I don't know if the jury will come, but if they do, it's on the finale, usually. Last season, they took 4 couples in, and then the jury came, and only 3 got to compete based on votes. It's maybe not basic math, but it is math. Okay, so let me explain it to you. Like, for real. KK chose to spin red or white. That's a 50-50 chance, right? But there were 3 couples that were safe. 3 couples that were safe. 2 of those couples are in an alliance, okay? That means you're going to have more names of the people in the alliance on the board. These are not 3 couples that are voting separately. 2 of them are aligned with each other and are going to vote the same. So that is out of 100, that's a 70% versus 30% chance, right? 2 of those people in the alliance, you're more likely to hit their name on the game board than you are to hit the outlier couple. Those 2 couples were going to vote for Andrea and Josh to be dumped. So she fucked her chances by risking herself on a 50-50, a lower probability of her being safe. Because she didn't do math in that moment. You know what I mean? She left it to a fucking coin toss, basically. And it's like, babe, did you not see them gunning for Andrea and Josh? They were going for Andrea and Josh, baby. You could have left it to the Islanders. And yeah, maybe you would have gotten dumped if it landed on, but I still don't think that, even if it had landed on Sydney and Isaiah, I feel like they would have dumped Johnny and Gabby. I mean, they still weren't going to dump Garby and fucking Casey. There was no way in hell that any one of those couples was coming for them. No shade. But Casey is not a threat to them. But you let your emotions get in the way and you didn't think with your noggin. And so now you're vulnerable for no fucking reason. She would have guaranteed herself staying in the villa if she would have left it to the Islanders. She literally would have guaranteed it. She would have guaranteed it. Girl. But here's the thing, production can't make her do it. You're welcome. Yeah, I know that, again, like, people don't like get it, and so I'm happy to explain it. But like, I don't think production put her up to it. I just think that Garby, unfortunately, allows herself to move like she doesn't have the full access to her frontal lobe. She don't be thinking it all the way through. She gets too caught up in that emotion. She be downstairs making decisions. Girl, get upstairs. I don't think so, Amber Milan. I think that we were going to get a cliffhanger either way because the vote isn't until tomorrow. So they weren't going to tell us who we could vote between until tomorrow. So we were going to get a cliffhanger either way. We were going to get a cliffhanger either way. Because if they told us tonight who the 2 couples were that we were going to vote between, like, why would we vote? Why would we watch tomorrow? We vote again tomorrow. Yes. Exactly, Ajo. Exactly. She is playing an emotional game, y'all. We are voting tomorrow, Amber. The vote opens on Friday. That's our last vote as America. Or the U.S., I should say. Because there's more than one America. Exactly. If she leaves it up to a vote, unfortunately, we are going to end up with Josh and Andrea in the fucking final. Amber Milan, the couple who's the bottom vote will leave immediately, and then we'll have our final 4 couples. And then they probably will bring the Islanders in order to vote for the 3 that they want to go to the finale. So let me explain to y'all how it's going to work. So basically, tonight, what they've done, we haven't seen yet, right, is they're going to determine who gets dumped immediately from these 3. And then what will happen is the final two that are left will go to us likely. And then we'll have a final four. And then the jury, I think the jury is coming back in for them to then vote for which three they want to actually compete in the finale. Well, Amina, I'm hoping that the stars are ever in my favor because, baby, I need her to go. But Amber Milan, we needed a cliffhanger because if we already knew the two that we were going to vote between and we're not voting tonight, like, why would you watch tomorrow's episode? I mean, maybe you would, but it makes more sense for them to tell you the two people you're voting between tomorrow because that's when you actually vote. It's tomorrow. Yeah, Lucinda needs to lose. Yeah, it's too bad, Ryan, that's who she chose. Sometimes, what does Shaheem say? The behind every unsuccessful woman is a fucking man. Unfortunately, I don't like that man, and so you can't go. Hi, Ray of Sunshine. Like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. Oh well. Yes, y'all. I know somebody asked me if I saw that Nick and Alandra were on a road trip with his family. I did see it. Y'all, I just haven't cared to talk about season 7 Islanders anymore. Like, I truly just don't care anymore. No shade, but like, I'm not a fan like that. I like to make content when I feel like I have something to say about what's going on with them, but I'm not like a fan that's like watching the ship and like, that's just not how I function as a human. So I haven't been watching like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be like rude. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm happy for them and I wish them the best and all the things, all the couples, great, do your next thing. But like, I don't have anything else to say about any of the couples. Nobody is like doing anything that I'm like, oh, that's like shocking. And like, I want to like dig into that. Like, I'm not necessarily interested anymore. I'm very much loving Love is Blind. Ooh, it's messy, messy. I like it. Garby should have picked Toby. Somebody else said that. And I don't disagree with you. Okay, Raven, because I just don't be wanting to come off like an asshole about it. Like, I know that people really like them and like, are still excited about them. And like, I love that for them too. And I just don't care to keep talking about them personally. Wish them the best. Yeah, Rachel, I haven't. Yes, it's good, Lanisha. They haven't all dropped, Ash. It's the first 6, but I've only watched the first 2. I'm almost done with the 3rd episode. See, and baby, that's totally fine, Emma. Do you, boo, okay? Me hearing you say this while I'm on Twitter scrolling the latest Nickelandrian news. Listen, I want y'all to enjoy it and have fun with it. I'm just like, I like to do the sociological and the psychological aspects. So once I feel like I don't have anything else to talk about, I don't just be yapping about them. I'm going to want to fight a couple people. Listen, Edmund needs to go to therapy. Hi, Zariah. Hi, 011. Edmund needs to go to therapy immediately. Immediately. Get out of the pods and get onto a couch. Yeah, there are. There are, Ryan. Edmund and Calabria are a black couple on the show. That's it so far. But I'm only 3 episodes into the first 6 episodes, so I don't know if any more will come. I totally get that, Emma. Hi, Erica. I agree that there was a debate. Toby going to Garby like, hey, can we couple up? Knowing that he gave her the kiss of death, basically, right? Or the Judas kiss, whatever, was not the smartest way to do that. It should have been a little bit more priming done. It should have been like I'm really sorry, about this, blah, 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 blah. I know that you're going to have to couple up again. I'm thinking about my gameplay. I'm thinking about your gameplay. I wonder where you are, blah, blah, blah. Like a lot. And maybe that happened and we didn't see it, but it didn't feel strategic. It was just like, I don't think, Sydney's going to win the games and I'm trying to win. So what's up? And then for him to go for her, even when she hadn't been like a firm yes, was interesting. That was interesting. I don't know if she would have thought about it if I actually don't think that he would. I don't know that anybody would have made her think about it, because honestly, y'all, I do think that Garby is just playing very emotionally. She's not thinking about the long run. Exactly, MJG. She thinking about avenging that man whole time. He would have coupled up for the strongest couple when she left. That's exactly what he would have done had she left. He would have been figuring out how to win. He wouldn't have been like, there's no, Lucinda, I will not couple up with you because you were on the team that chose to send Garby in. He would not have given a fuck. And honestly, as he fucking shouldn't. The point is to win the money. Garby, you came in saying, I'm here for the money, I want to win, but you're playing like you're in here running behind some man. I don't understand. That's not what you said you were here for. So yeah, the fight for the chairs was crazy. I'm actually glad that Casey fought, because Casey could have been like, I mean, technically, what's his name? Toby sat down first. So I wonder like what would have happened if Casey had just given up. You know what I mean? Majestic babe, here's the thing. Justine tried to tell them that days ago. Days ago. And they were too busy being focused on them men. Andrea and Garby. Justine isn't, but she is fortunately aligned with someone that has been able to be strategic and getting her to the end at this point. I agree. I agree. Y'all, I was like, I'm not going on after games because it'd be too late, but I was so hot. I was so hot. I was like, God damn it. What the hell, Garby? You fucked up my damn, what do y'all call it when y'all play fantasy football? What is it? My parlay. You fucked up my parlay, girl. We were rooting for you, Garby. We were all rooting for you. Now you basically took yourself out for what? Let me calm down. It's not that deep. I was like, what the hell, girl? Shit. Fuck. Ugh, Garby. And somebody is she's gonna get home and somebody's gonna be like, girl, why did you do that? Like, I don't think she's gonna win with Casey either. I will say that Casey is a great team player. Him and Nicola did very well together as a team. So maybe they can do that. Maybe they can play well together as a team. But exactly, we need to just do it for Kendall, girl, because he would be saying that about you. I need you to wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. He's slimy. And here's the thing. I actually don't give a fuck about him as a person. I mean, no shade, but like, I don't know. But, yeah, I'm not mad at like his gameplay. How I watched him compete as a player. And here's the thing about Josh. Everybody thinks Josh is a really strong competitor, and I initially thought the same thing. I want Andrea and Josh gone. I initially thought that Josh was a really strong competitor, but what I've realized is he really only competes well with Andrea. He's too unstable. He's too emotional. It's just, and I don't mean it like being emotional is negative, but when you let it get in the way of your gameplay, you have to be level-headed. You have to, yeah, when he plays by himself, when he duels, great. But when it's time to play with, like, he was shit with Justine in that last challenge. The vulnerable couples, somebody asked who the vulnerable couples were. Yeah, Amina, Johnny and Gabby, Andrea and Josh, and Garby and Casey. Yeah, like he was shit in that last challenge. They lost, their whole team lost that challenge because of how poorly the two of them performed. If it comes down to something physical, great. But you're not playing by yourself. You got to play with your teammate. Chardonnay, real question, do any of y'all think Nicola would still be in this had the accident not happened? I think she had a really good, it seemed like that second round was really close. So I think once they played the first round, she had a little bit more of a strategy. So like maybe, I don't know. But Garby was really fast. So I don't know. So I don't know if y'all watch. I was too, Majestic Babe. I don't know if y'all follow Andreina, but I did watch her Snapchat story today. And she said the reason why Nicola didn't get to say goodbye, like something happened. And she's like, but I feel like that's her story to tell. So I am curious why we didn't get like a formal goodbye situation. Exactly, K Boogie. So I would be curious to hear what Nicola has to say, if she ever says anything at all about why. I agree, Chardonnay. I mean, I think you're talking about Nicola. I wanted to see her go to the finals. Even if she lost, I liked her gameplay the most. But like, whose gameplay did I like last season? I really liked Liberty and Callum's gameplay last season. I think it was silly of them to split up. So to me, I felt like Callum had earned a spot in the finals because his gameplay was it had so much integrity. Even when he was having to do shit that was fucking people over, he had a lot of integrity, a lot of honesty. He owned his shit, and I liked that about the way that he played the game. So to me, it was like I really appreciated him being able to make it to the finals, and I would have liked the same thing about Nicola. I would have liked to see her make it to the end. And I know some of y'all ain't fucking with her because she put KK on the chopping block. I actually don't give a fuck about that because KK was pissing me off. So it was okay with me if KK left because KK was too behind that nigga Chris. So that was fine with me. That was fine with me, honestly, because I would have been sick having to watch them for 2 more weeks or however long it would have been. Yeah, Majestic Babe, like I'm not mad about it, Ash. I just would have liked to see her in the finale. Here's the thing. Andreina was saying stuff that made me really curious. Like, are they going to bring people back to like compete? Like, I don't know. The way she was saying shit without really saying shit on her Snapchat story. I was like, what does that mean? Why is she saying it like that? So I'm really curious to see what happens tomorrow night. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't even like that man or that girl, but Andrea and Josh got to be the ones. They got to get the fuck. They got to get the fuck. They got to get the fuck up out of here. Because Josh is a fucking weirdo. No, it's not that simple. I'm just kidding. I heard that Chris did leave Fiji. I don't like Josh, Kay, because Josh is a little too, not a little, he's a lot. He's a lot. He's too, from literally night one, the amount of like misogyny, controlling, like ownership shit that was showing up, I wasn't fucking with it, okay? The fact that he takes everything so fucking personally, like this is not a goddamn game. The fact that he did Justine how he did her and then asked her, so I just want to make sure you still have my back. and then had the audacity to be mad at her tonight because she played her game the way that he fucking played his game. No, Josh can get the fuck. He can get the fuck up out that villa. If I have anything to do with it, that man will not touch that 250,000. Wow, I don't care. So for me, it's too many fucking flags. It's too many like, nah. Yeah, he too fucking tender to be trying to move how he fucking moves in that villa. No. You move like a slime ball when it came to Justine, but now everybody's supposed to have integrity when it comes to you. Get the fuck out of here. Don't nobody owe you nothing. Don't nobody owe you nothing. You didn't feel like you owed her anything. Him and Chris are very similar. That's why that was his dog. Very similar. Not low key. Was trying to bite off Charlie's head. Trying to bite off Charlie's head behind Charlie kissing the girl. Like, he's supposed to fucking do that. He's supposed to do that. He couldn't even look me in the eye. Why do you feel like people owe you something? Andrea's not your girl. You've known her for 24 hours. I need you to take a chill pill. Okay? Do you even know her middle name yet? Calm down. Calm down. And the victim narrative that he puts on himself, oh, everybody's taking my girl. I'm the underdog. Cut it with the victimization. As fuck, Ash. As fuck. Yeah, he definitely was assuming Zay had his back. And it sounds like from Zay's perspective, based on what? Based on what? We wasn't moving like you had my back. But then this goes back to what Josh did with Justine. He feels like everybody's supposed to have his back, even when he's not demonstrating loyalty to other people. Go home. Go home. Well, yeah, Amina, he listed her as one of his top 3. The very first day. He said Andrea, Andreina, and Justine. No, that was Isaiah. But I know that he listed Andreina as one of his top girls. Yeah. It was giving, I feel like you owe me something even without me having to put anything in to demonstrate that I've given you something. Right? And here's the thing. What's so annoying about the whole thing is even if Zay had sat in that room and been like, no, Josh can't go in. It wouldn't have fucking mattered. He still would have been outnumbered. He still would have been outnumbered. Thank you, Ginger. So it wouldn't have mattered. What are you talking about, friend? Are you living in reality? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know if it's Lucinda and Isaiah, that would be crazy luck because the odds are in the favor of the big 3 trio. Unless Garby gets dumped. Garby and Casey get dumped, right? Because the probability is very high for the 2 of them to immediately go home. And if they immediately go home, then it's not going to come down to one of the couples making somebody safe. But if it ended up coming down to that, it would be extreme luck. And I would argue that the shit might be rigged at that point. Because how? Thank you, Amina. How? That would be just so odd if it did. Like, huh? That's really interesting. Yeah. That feels, unless it's like a, Dahlia, what do you mean you don't believe they could win? Are you asking me, do I believe that Garby, do I not think that Garby and whatever his name is, Casey, could win the roulette game? Salmon, creamy mashed potatoes, and green beans. So what I'm saying, Dahlia, is that Garby put her fate into a 50% probability. That's a really high probability of going home. 50% is a very high probability of going home. Sure, it's a high probability of staying, but it's a very high probability of going home too. It literally is a 1 in 2 chance. She literally said, coin toss it. Why would you do that? And it really just boils down to chance. And because the probability, yeah, Amina, because the probability is so high, but Garby is just not smart when it comes to the strategy of this game. I don't even think that. I think that if Isaiah, do I think Justine would be on whose side? I think that if Lucinda and Isaiah get to pick, I think they're sending Johnny and Gabby home because Isaiah has been clear over and over and over again. He doesn't want to compete against Johnny at the end. Well, actually, sent one. Casey said that they didn't think that Tyreek and Justine would vote to send them. And they said, we don't know about these ones. But it doesn't matter whether or not you trust them. What you need to look at are the facts. You don't have to fucking trust them. You just need to look at the fucking facts. The facts are you've watched them this whole night try to make Andrea and Josh vulnerable. Andrea and Josh are only standing up there because they all made them vulnerable. So the probability of it landing on one of the two couples that wanted Andrea and Josh gone is higher than a 50% chance of you staying, boo. So whether you trust them or not, you needed to trust that their gameplay is to get Josh and Andrea out, period. Whether you think they like you or not, you trust what their actions have shown you. Their actions showed you all night that they want those two gone. That's what you should have trusted, was what they fucking showed you. But you all down here, all in your emotions, instead of thinking logically about what you're seeing play out in front of you. It was Sydney's fault that they got but they still only got one ball. They got that one ball from Toby and what's the girl's name? Sydney. So you still were she would have stayed. She's playing emotionally rather than logically. And that is shooting her in the foot right now. Now, again, 50% is a high chance of staying. It is also a high chance of leaving. She just had a better chance of trusting that the two couples that have been trying to get this one couple out are going to keep playing that way. Because that's what made sense, Majestic Babe. Yeah, Sydney fucked her with that. But that's what made sense numbers-wise. Exactly. It was just numbers at that point. Exactly. Mariah, I literally said the same thing to my husband. I said, Sydney, that right there is exactly why Toby wanted to not be your partner until the end. There are 3 safe couples. Yes, Ash.
Next shot.
I'm like, that right there. Shots. Will you reheat it for me, baby?
I got you, baby.
I was like, that right there is exactly why he did not want to take you to the end. Because yes, you're mad at him. Validly so. But get your fucking head in the game. Lock in. Lock in. I'm going to get in your ass after this. I might even talk shit to you while we doing it. But we still going to get this shit done.
Still locked.
Like, fuck you, but let's make this decision. You know what I mean? Like, we still got to lock in and get it done. 3 safe, 3 vulnerable. One of those 3 that are vulnerable will go home immediately. And then I think the last 2 are going to come down to a vote from us. And unfortunately, if it ends up being Josh and Andrea or Johnny and Gabby, I think that Josh and Andrea stay safe with the America vote. If Garby had decided to leave it to the Islanders, here's what I think would have happened. If Garby had chosen to leave it to the Islanders Exactly, Ash. Exactly, Ash. She had a 33% chance of going home. And here's the thing. I still think Isaiah and Lucinda weren't going to send Garvey. I think they were going to send Johnny and Gabby. They were going to still choose Johnny and Gabby. So honestly, she went from like a 0% to a 50% chance. If she had been watching all night. They just gave all 5 of their votes to Johnny and Gabby. Girl. Nobody was sending you home, Garby. That's in your mind. That's some shit that's a story that you told yourself that you made up. That people are against you and want to get you out. Not at this point. You don't make the most sense right now. I think Tyreek and Justine would have chosen Josh and Andrea. Here's what I think would have happened. If Garby would have left it to the Islanders, I think it would have landed on either Toby and Sydney or Tyreek and Justine. I think that either one of those two would have sent Josh and Andrea home. And then the boat would have come to America and we would have sent Johnny and Gabby home. But she fucked it up. She fucked it up. Kiana, I'm gonna go live all fucking day. No, I'm just kidding. Like, we would have had our ultimate, that would have been the, yes, that's exactly what we want. That fucking victim mentality is eating their asses up in the villa. Because what? But, you know, this goes down to also them not talking to Garby and, like, letting her know, right? We want Kendall out of here. It's not personal. That's just who you're in a couple with. So if we have to choose a couple, it's going to be you. You think Tyreek will want to vote Johnny out? I don't trust that. The only reason why I think Tyreek wouldn't vote Johnny out is because Tyreek did say that he wanted to keep his word. And that's why he chose who he chose that one round or whatever, right? The other thing, he's like, I looked him in his eye and I told him I wanted him to say, like, I do believe Tyreek when he's saying that he wants it to be the 3 of them if it's going to be anybody. I don't think he's fucking with Zay and I know he's not fucking with Josh. You know what I mean? So I think he means it when he says that. And then the other thing, I really do think he only put their name on there because he knew how the other people were likely going to vote. And he wanted to make it where the one of his 3 would be able to Cece, I don't know what territory you're looking for. It looks like you have Tyreek spaced on there. But one of those 2 would be safe. Listen, here's the thing about Tyreek. Y'all know I got my feels about Tyreek, right? But the thing about Tyreek is Tyreek don't lie necessarily. You may not like what he says all the time, but he don't just be bald-faced lying. And so I just don't see him. I think he would say straight up. I think he would have said to Johnny, like, you know, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think he would have mind gamed it if he didn't mean it. I don't think he would have just bald-faced lied. I don't think that. Yeah, exactly. I don't like how he is with Justine, but I respect the gameplay. I agree, Cece. He played a very smart game tonight. And whether Toby and Johnny realized it, he actually showed loyalty to them by voting that way so that one of them could be safe. That was a smart ass gameplay. Tyreek must have done very well in math. That was his favorite. Math was his shit. He played well tonight. That was smart at the end. Period. What's your praise, man? Exactly. Now I know they don't get that yet. You know, not everything is everybody's strong suit, but I do think that they will have a conversation afterward and he can better explain it. Exactly. Listen, Majestic Babe, sure, he could have thrown his votes away and given them to Isaiah and fucking Lucinda, because I think that's who they were going to go for had Johnny and Toby not gotten the Joker cards. They would have taken Lucinda and Isaiah. They would have been vulnerable. You know what I mean? He could have thrown his votes away, but for what? For what? When I could give one of you the power to stay. Why would I do that? Why would I do that when I could give one of you the opportunity to be safe? And then we can work together strategically to try to save the other one. You know what I mean? Yeah. What he did made sense, even if they can't see it right now.
They couldn't see it because they was too much in their feelings.
Yeah, everybody was in their feelings. And that's the thing about the game, is that people get very tight. People get very tight, and then they let themselves get clouded. I haven't seen anybody say that, CC, that he wouldn't let Justine talk. I haven't seen anybody say that. I don't think, even if I did, I don't think I would feel a way about it. I mean, we're getting a very, very edited show, right? So just because we're watching them kind of disagree doesn't mean he didn't explain himself to her. Why would they show us all of that? Like, I mean, just it's an edited show for a reason. We're not going to see every single thing. So he might have explained the math to her and why they should do it that way. Oh yeah, Majestic Babe. I was at home, like, I was stuck, holding my breath and everything, like, the fuck? After that shit happened. Even though I knew he was going for Garby, it still was like, oh my God. Goddamn. Goddamn. It was mostly Sydney. She would not let it go. And again, just proving to Toby why he didn't want to fucking lock in. Because you're still not bouncing back. And now we safe. And I think that's why Toby almost was like, fuck it. At that point, like, whatever, we can go home. Because it's like, well, damn, if my partner's not going to lock in, I'm still not going to win this money. And so I could see him being like, no, I'm good. Just send me the fuck home, child. You know? But yeah, I'm very interested to see tomorrow night if Garby has fucked up my parlay completely.
She has.
If she's not fucking safe, boy, if she's not fucking safe, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed.
At the end, it almost gave like, oh shit, it landed on safe. Like, but we'll see, right?
It definitely fucked his game up. I mean, Chris thinks that based on like how they were like, oh shit, that like maybe it landed on safe. But to me, that sounds like how I've heard them sound every time it's like, oh goddamn, somebody's going home. Like it was like a deflated, like, right, oh shit. Right? Rather than like, oh shit. Like it wasn't like excited. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, y'all. I think she fucking going home. I think she fucked up my parlay.
I mean, she played a dumb move, but for me, you deserve to go home.
Because you're doing too much.
Because you did that.
Yeah.
You allowed yourself to get too into your feelings, too much into your emotions, and this is a game to where you fucked your own self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I agree with, like, I don't think they were gunning for her.
Yeah.
You made that up. It started when you thought that you was going to, what's her name, to tell on Toby. That's where it started.
But what I don't understand about that is, what did you think was going to happen?
Exactly.
They weren't going to send her home. They were not going to send her home. It was either going to be Josh and Andrea or Johnny and Gabby. That's who was going home.
And I think that it was going to be Josh and
Andrea, because the odds were, it was a higher probability, 66% probability, so 70% probability that it was going to go to Toby and Sydney or Tyreek and Justine. And the two of them, that alliance was going to send Josh and Andrea home.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to, so either one of, they have more opportunity on that wheel because they have more names on that wheel. They were going to send them home. And if Isaiah and fucking Lucinda had gotten it, they were going to send Johnny and Gabby home.
Yeah.
That's who they wanted gone.
Yeah.
Because Isaiah doesn't want to compete against Johnny in the finale.
At all.
All she had to do was lay back in the pocket. She was safe. She was safe. And the thing is, she didn't even have to observe the villa. All she needed to do was watch tonight. Just watch tonight. You let that one game get in your fucking head. Y'all. She better be safe. Okay? The odds are in my favor for one of the two of the big three to get their name chosen. They will send Josh and Andrea home, and I will take Johnny and Gabby. But I need Josh and Andrea. I need Josh gone, and Andrea, sorry, you with that man, you got to go home too. At this, listen, Dream Girl. That's what me and Chris were just saying. Like, I wanted her to stay because I want somebody else to go home more. But if she goes home, I'm not going to be mad because you played yourself. You played yourself. You've been playing yourself this whole time in this villa. You let yourself get off task damn near the first day. And you've been playing yourself ever since. Do I have grace because she's 22? No. No. And not because, I guess because I don't feel like she needs grace. You know what I mean? It's not about whether like she needs grace or not, in my opinion. To me, it's just like it falls how it falls. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's a moment of like, oh, she needs my grace around this because she's making stupid decisions. It's just, okay, you made a dumb decision and now you have to live with the consequences of them decisions. You'll figure it out as you get older, but I'm not going to save you from the consequences of your choices. You know what I mean? So for me, it's not even like, she's only 22. So for me, it's like, I know why she's making the decisions she's making. I'm a parent that's like, I believe in natural consequences, right? So you're not going to get in extra trouble with me for something. You're going to deal with whatever the consequence was naturally of your actions. You know what I mean? If you choose not to eat breakfast, so my kids used to do this thing where like maybe they wouldn't eat breakfast before school and they would want us to drop off lunch to them. If you didn't eat breakfast before school and you don't want to eat that school lunch, I guess you're going to be hungry until you get home. That's the natural consequence of the choice that you made. And so for me, it's like, I don't feel like she needs my grace. She just got to live with the natural consequences of the choice that she made, which was to choose a stupid probability, to choose numbers that did not make sense. Yeah, thank you, Amina. Yeah, Garby's only 22 and Lucinda's only 23. Listen, my kids are rotten, y'all. No, they're not. I'm just kidding. They're very balanced, but they definitely didn't have no problem. We had to break them from that habit. Can you pick me up? Can you do this? Can you bring me lunch? Because I'm hungry and I didn't eat breakfast. And like, it doesn't matter if I'm free. That doesn't mean I'm available. No, I'm just kidding.
No, for real.
No, she did not, Miriam. Not based on math, not based on the probability. She went from having a 33% chance of going home to a 50% chance of going home. It wasn't the right choice, math-wise. It wasn't the right choice. And I'm being gracious by saying 33% because I do think that Isaiah and Lucinda were going to pick Gabby and Johnny. So I actually think she went from a 0% chance of going home to a 50%. I think she increased her odds exponentially of going home. But here's the thing, Nita. Not everybody wanted Johnny and Gabby to go home. It was either going to be, listen... It was either going to be Andrea and Josh or Johnny and Gabby. Garby and Casey were not on anybody's radar. They made that up in their minds because of the first game. and they weren't watching the rest of the gameplay, and every other moment, Josh has been put in a duel how many times when he could be? She wasn't watching any other moment of what was happening in that villa or any other moment that night. Like, you weren't paying attention to anything because she was so stuck on Sydney and Toby. You're not doing the math right. So, yeah. I agree, Nita. I agree that they're the main competition, but I don't think that Tyreek or Toby would have betrayed that alliance. So it was going to be Andrea and Josh. And the only way it would have been Johnny and Gabby is if Lucinda and Isaiah had gotten it, because Isaiah doesn't want to compete against Johnny. Garby was safe. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I'm Chardonnay. I need them to land on being safe. And then I need the Islanders to get to vote, because it's going to land in my favor. Probability is going to be on my side, where then Andrea and Josh will go home. Okay, y'all, I'm ready for tomorrow. We're definitely going to have a little meeting about who we're voting on tomorrow, depending on who it comes down to. Okay. I will say this: if it ends up being Garby's couple and Johnny's couple, it got to be Johnny. Okay. If it comes down to being Andrea and Josh and anybody else, it got to be Andrea and Josh. Okay. All right. Okay. I love y'all. More Love is Blind stuff coming tomorrow. I'm finishing up episode 3 tonight. And then I will try to get through I'll try to get the last 3 done tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah. One of the J's got to go out of here. So just lock in, y'all. Lock in. Okay. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.